Hello, my name is Stephen Kuhn, and this is my JavaScript events update video. So, Bike Shop doesn't really have too many places where users need to be informed that they're not putting the right input in. So, without really skipping around, I guess I'll jump straight into them. On the index page, there is a subscriber section where you can type in your email address or not. And if you don't give them proper email format, then it'll give you an error message. And if you give it the proper format, then it goes away. Pretty fun, huh? Contact page has something very similar. I have another email address check, which actually uses the same function. I'll show a little bit later. And I also have a phone number check, as well as a max character count for a personal message in the Contact Us folder. Can only have 300 characters or less in your message. The email can be a little funky. Technically you can get away with @.com, but I'm sure there's a more advanced way to make sure that there's a legitimate title at then whatever website, .com, .org, all of that. But for my purposes, this is about as valid as my JavaScript is going to get. So in terms of CSS updates, really the only thing that changed with index and contact were these labels that were added. For the contact, I actually removed the regular label since the display none actually hides all of my labels for the text inputs. You can't have that. People don't know what they're typing in. I also gave the text area and the selector box a little bit more spacing, and I bumped up the font size for the message box. As for the actual events themselves, they're pretty similar to what we did in class, especially my max character count. It's basically just a flip of the caret from our min characters in class example. The email check function that I mentioned for both the index as well as right here, the valid email address. All it does is check to see if the value provided contains @ and .com. For whatever reason, or.org and or.net don't seem to want to work, but that's okay. I'll leave that for another day. This one was actually a little confusing to do, since technically the logic that I'm looking at here is if it doesn't contain these, then it's not a valid email address, but each individual function is unique in its own ways. The phone check was just too easy. I mean, it was literally just, if it's not 7, then it's not a good phone number. All of my definitions and sets are found at the bottom.